Hey, Full Sailors and Young Creatives. Last week we had a fantastic show, and if you missed it, you really missed a great one because we had Liesl Tommy in the building, the director of Respect, telling the story of the iconic Aretha Franklin, starring Jennifer Hudson. It was a great show, guys. I'm pretty sure you're going to love to hear what she had to say.
Shooting this film was one of the great joys of my life. There's no other way to describe um, how thrilling it was every day to work with the actors on this script, with this music, with the crew that I had. It was just so incredibly, profoundly fulfilling. And then to like have everything have to get shut down for a period of time, during the edit. I think it took a minute to recover from that because you're kind of on a trajectory. There's a certain amount of momentum going, and then it has to sort of stop. And the collaboration of being in the same room with your music editor and your VFX editor and your team, and then suddenly you're alone in your apartment. It was a big shift. And I got hired for this in around Thanksgiving of 2018, I guess. And so it's just been in my head for all that time. So it was, it's been a bit of a roller coaster.
Wow. You mentioned just now how the production has been ingrained into you. What exactly are the vibes of this production? Every production has a vibe to it. I've worked on productions where when it's going great, everybody is saying, man, I wish it never ended. And when it's not going so good and people aren't getting along, people are saying, man, I can't wish this ends. What is the vibes of this production like?
It was, Jennifer and I kind of made a pact that there was going to be no divas on this set. The only diva was going to be Aretha's spirit.
In her own right,
Sometimes
correct?
she would show up, her spirit, and we were like, oh, it's, Aretha's here with us. But when we made that pact, because, Jennifer she's an incredible human being. She is profoundly humble. She lives in gratitude and she lives in grace, and she and I we decided that our set was going to be a place where people felt welcome, and there was going to be no drama, and there wasn't, frankly. I come from, I directed a theater for 15 years. I was an actor myself. So creating a safe place for people to thrive is something that I take very, very seriously. And I know that people felt really strongly about this movie and about Aretha. And so I wanted to make an environment where there was just no nonsense, and people who were playing roles that they had of a sort that they hadn't played before could really feel protected to take big risks. And as a director, I feel like that's my responsibility, is to create an environment where people can thrive and where people have ownership, and I feel that we were able to create that environment because there, people would come in the morning at, 5:00 a.m. with a smile on their face, and they'd leave at the end of the day with a smile on their face. And there was just never any moments where anything happened on set that was somebody acting selfishly, ever. Not one time.
And why do you think that is?
I think because they knew that, well, Forrest and Marlon and Jennifer and Audra McDonald, they all bought into the vision. They would always say to me, "Did you get what you wanted?" They were always, they were down. And I think when actors believe in what the director's trying to do, then you just make it about the work. Everybody wants the vision to be achieved, and that was very much the spirit. And the same with the, Kramer Morgenthau, my cinematographer, the department heads, costumes, production design, hair, makeup, props. Everybody was very clear about what it was that I wanted, and therefore they knew what they needed to do to support that. And it was just like, everybody was we were like on a runaway train. We were in it to win it.
Wow, awesome, awesome. You know, earlier you mentioned working with Jennifer Hudson, and Jennifer Hudson is a phenomenal vocalist, a phenomenal singer, a phenomenal actress. What is exactly like working with Jennifer Hudson?
Like I said, it was a joy. You know, we had like a very frank conversation about how we wanted to work and what we needed to succeed, both she and I, early on. And we listened to each other, and we respected each other, and one of the things I said to her from the very beginning is that I was going to do everything in my power to set her up to succeed, to set her up to thrive. And because I know one thing about Jennifer is, you know, there's really no limits to her talent. And so you just want to surround her with the support that she needs so that she can thrive, you know, and we did that, and she did. And we started working well before we started shooting, you know, because when you're playing a real person, it's not the same as anything else where you just can kind of like roll up on set when you finish your last thing and then start your next thing. This is a real person, and you know, you can imagine how, I mean, the expectations were like through the roof. So, you know, we started working, we would Skype, and we had a speech and vocal guy, Tom Jones, who worked with her. You know, we had a movement guy who worked with her. You know, we had coaches that were working with me and with her to just make sure that we were as specific as possible. Because my theory was, the more prepared she was, the more inside of this character that she was physically and technically, the more free she could be on camera. And Jennifer is at her best when she feels free and when she feels safe. And so that once I understood that, you know, in our talks early on, I just made sure that, you know, she was never going to have to think about her accent, or never have to think about, am I walking the way that Aretha was walking? Because she had done, you know, 5 months of work to get herself there. Once you had Jennifer on board, it was about finding people who I felt were frankly at her level.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, this is going to be, from my perspective, the creme de la creme. You know, and whether I'm casting a movie or you know, a television show or a play, my approach is always, do I see something in this actor that holds the essence of this character?
Mm.
You know, and sometimes I don't even actually need to audition people. I just need to talk to them, and you can see something in their eye, or something or like the way they talk, or the stories they tell, and I'm like, that's it, it's right there. And then there's people who, you know, I just like looked at a lot of their movies, looked at a lot of the stuff that they had done, and saw a look in their eye in a scene in a movie, and I thought, oh, that's it, that is the essence of this character. They have that. They may never have played a character like that, but they have that in them. You know, and then of course there's the people, you know, like Audra and Heather Headley, and a lot of the cast are theater people that I've worked with in the past. You know, and so there was a marriage of Hollywood and Broadway, which is who I am. And
Yeah.
so I had to bring myself into the movie, and that's how, you know, we cast it. And I worked with a casting director, Bernie Telsey, who's done also Broadway and film. And so he knew, you know, he knew who my frame of reference was, and he could meet me there. And so, you know, that was a really big part of it for me, is I have to be me. I have to stay true to myself. I have to surround myself with people who speak, you know, my language. And that's how I will thrive. And that's how I can make sure that people around me are thriving.
What's up, fam? I hope you enjoyed that last conversation. Now, if you want to hear the full thing, all you have to do is simply click on the link that I put in the bio, and that will take you to my station on Stationhead. Make sure you hit the follow button so you can get notified on all the shows that goes live and all the shows that I record. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can subscribe to my channel, and click on the notification bell so that you can get all the notifications on my latest videos so you can stay tuned for greatness.